Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how I made these champagne macarons. So to start, we're going to need 100 grams of egg whites and 100 grams of granulated sugar. And we're going to get our water to a simmering, rolling boil. And we're going to pour the sugar in, and then we're going to pour the egg whites in. Once that's in, we're going to whisk it, and what we're looking for here is a nice smooth texture. It should take about 1 to 2 minutes for this, and one way to test it is to feel it with your fingers and see if it's grainy or not. Once the mixture is smooth, you want to remove it from the heat immediately and pour it into your stand mixer. You're then going to put your stand mixer on low and gradually increase the speed to high. While the egg whites and sugar mix, I'm going to be measuring out 105 grams of almond flour and 105 grams of powdered sugar. Now we're going to sift that mixture, and make sure that you sift it very well because you don't want any lumps or bumps showing up on your macarons. I'm going to be coloring my macarons very light pink, so now is a good time to add in the food gel coloring, and I'm using Americolor's brand in pink. We are looking for a stiff peak consistency, which means that the meringue is sticking straight out and it's not drooping on either side. So as you can see that we have reached that stiff peak consistency, and now it's time to transfer the dry ingredients into the meringue. I'm going to add a little bit of the almond flour and powdered sugar mixture in at first and gently fold it in. This is called the macaronage process. So it's very important to take your time folding this mixture in, and you do not want to over mix it or under mix it. You'll know when the mixture is ready when you can make a couple figure eights with the mixture back and forth and the batter's not splitting. Now I'm ready to transfer the mixture onto the mat. So I have my piping bag fitted with a 2A tip and a cup to put it in because it's easier to transfer the mixture while the bag is sitting in a cup rather than do it by hand. It's important that you fill your piping bag less than halfway to avoid spilling the mixture out the back when you're trying to pipe your macarons out. Before I pipe my macarons onto my mat, I am wiping it down with white distilled vinegar to make sure that there's no grease on my mat so that the macarons properly set. Once you're done piping your macarons on the tray, what you're going to do is lift the tray up and bang it down on the table to release all the air bubbles. And you can see I did that a couple times. And then when that is complete, what you're going to do is get a toothpick and start popping like any little bubbles you see and swirling them with the toothpick because we don't want those in the macarons. After you pop the air bubbles, what you're going to do is let them sit out and dry for about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, depending on where you live. And then when that is all set, you're going to do the touch test. If you touch your macarons and your finger leaves an impression in them, then they're not done yet. What you're looking for is for them to be matte. So as you can see, they're not ready yet, and I'm going to let them sit for a little while longer. Now my macarons are ready to put in the oven, so I'm going to put them at 320 for about 15 minutes. Alright, so they just came out of the oven and here's what they look like. I would say they look pretty good. So now I'm going to let them cool, and in the meantime, I'm going to start with the filling. Okay, so I measured out about 187 milliliters of champagne, and now what we're going to do is put it on low and reduce it to about half. Okay, so the mixture is now reduced to about half. I have about 80 milliliters of champagne here, and now what we're going to do is throw in some white chocolate chips. I have my champagne on the scale, and now I'm measuring out 7 ounces of white chocolate chips. I've let the champagne and chocolate chips sit for 1 minute, and now I'm going to mix it until it's all incorporated. While the white chocolate champagne filling is cooling, I'm going to be decorating the shells. So here I have my rose gold luster dust from Sugar Art, and I'm going to be taking a 1/4 teaspoon of that and mixing it with about a 1/2 teaspoon of champagne. Just give that a stir until it's all mixed up, and then we can start decorating. Okay, now I'm going to start painting the macaron shells, and there's no really specific design that I'm going for. You can just paint it on however you like it. I decided that I wanted to decorate the macaron shells with some white chocolate, so that's what I'm doing. Now it's time to start filling our macarons. After you're done filling your macarons, be sure to let them sit in the fridge overnight so that they still continue to develop their flavors. And then the next day, they are ready to go.